Hi everybody, this is week 11 and this is lecture 1 part 1. I think I will do okay, this is part 1. Okay, this week you have to do a new topic, which is topic 7. The title of this topic is job order costing. Okay, let's see what is the first one. Okay, the first thing that you have to know, what is a costing system? Costing system, okay, the simple definition of a costing system is a method that can be used to calculate cost per unit of a product. Okay, I will say it again. Costing system, the simple definition for costing system is a method that can be used to calculate the cost of a product. In management accounting, there are two main costing systems. The first one is called process costing and the other one is called job order costing. There are many other costing systems, several more, like activity-based costing system, standard costing system, what else? I think there are several more, but these two are the main product costing system: process costing system and job order costing system. So let's see, what is a process costing system? A process costing system is a system used or is a method to calculate product cost used by a company that produces many units of a single product. And one unit of product is indistinguishable from other units of product. It means that the product is same. The unit, maybe the business produces maybe thousands of units, maybe million of units, and each unit product is same, indistinguishable. So that kind of business will use process costing system. The identical nature of each unit product enables assigning the same average cost per unit. So basically, process costing system is like this. The business has to calculate total cost, and then they divide the total cost of the production by the quantity of the product. Let's say the total production cost is $100,000, and then the business produces a single product but same, like 10,000 units of the single product. So the cost is 100,000, the product is 10,000 units, and each product is same. So how much is the unit cost for each product? Unit cost is $100,000 divided by the 10,000 units. So one unit is $10. So that is the basic way to see process costing. Okay. So I think there are examples. Okay, examples of companies that uses process costing are first, Asia Pulp and Paper, which is a paper manufacturer. Kang Shifu, I think this is a China company. It produces instant noodle. So the noodle is same, but the company produces maybe 100,000 or maybe million of unit of the same instant noodle. So this kind of company or business will use process costing to calculate unit product cost. Coca-Cola, mixing and bottling beverages. This is another business that you can see the logic. Coke, the business produces million bottles of Coke, and each bottle is same with another bottle. So this kind of business will use process costing system to calculate unit product cost. The logic is to the simple way to understand the process costing system is total cost divided by quantity of the product or total unit of the product produced. Okay, that is about process costing, but this topic is about job order costing. So you will see there are several the difference between businesses that should use process costing and businesses that should use job order costing. Okay, job order costing system is a method to calculate unit product cost, and this system is used by a business that produces many different products in one accounting period. Second characteristic of the business that will use job order costing system is products are manufactured according to customer order, and also the unique nature of each order requires tracing or allocating costs to each job and maintaining cost records for each job. So the thing is like this. Job order costing system is a method to calculate unit product cost used by a company that produce unique or many different or unique product in one accounting period. The simple example is a catering business. If you have a catering business, in one accounting period, you will provide many catering services to many customers. Each customer will request unique catering service. Customer A maybe request a catering service for 30 people. That is for his birthday, for example. And then you have to prepare specific or unique meals, unique drinks for this service. Customer B requests 20 request. Let's say customer B requests a catering service for 50 people. It is for wedding, for example. So you have to provide unique service for this customer. So this kind of business, we can say that the business provide many different services or product in one accounting period, and this service or product are prepared according to the customer order. If there is a customer order, then the business will provide the service or produce the product. So given that the services or product are unique, then the business when the business want to calculate cost per unit of product or cost per service, the business has to calculate separately. Each service or product has to have a separate record. So for customer A, if you have a catering service business, for customer A, you have to keep one cost record. Customer B, one cost record. Customer C, one cost record. You cannot use average. If you remember, for process costing system, the business can use average because all the products are same. But if a business has unique product or provide unique services, then the business has to use job order costing system, and Using that system, the business has to keep separate record of cost for each product or services. Okay, let's see. I have made several one example before. A catering business has to use job order costing system because the nature of its services is it is unique. Each customer is unique. Each catering service is unique. Another example, the simple example is a construction business. If you have a construction business, every building that you build is unique according to the customer order or request. So let's say you have a construction business. At 1 year, maybe you build maybe 10 buildings, and these 10 buildings are unique according to customer request or order. So if you want to calculate the cost for one building, you have to keep separate record for cost for this building. Building 2 should have a separate accounting cost record. 3 and 4 and 5, building 6, 7 and 10 all have to have separate cost record if you want to calculate the cost per building. You cannot calculate average. You cannot do something like this. You just total calculate the total cost for your business this year and divide by 10 because you have 10 construction building. You cannot do that because each building is unique or different. So you cannot use average. You have to calculate the cost for each building separately. So examples of other companies that should use job order costing is, the first one you see here, Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China. It is an aircraft manufacturer. So aircraft manufacturer, most of the time when they build an aircraft, it is unique for the aircraft company. If Commercial Aircraft Corp of China build aircraft for Malaysian Airlines, then it is unique. The color is unique. The cushion or the seats in the plane is unique. There are many unique characteristics for different aircraft company. If the business build aircraft for Singapore Airlines, then Singapore Airlines will request unique color, unique look, I don't know, maybe unique way of arrangement in the seatings or etc. So they have that kind of business. This kind of business has to use job order costing. Second example here, Tata consultancy services. Every consultancy is unique based on the customer request or order. This customer has different needs for consultancy. Another customer has different needs for consultancy. So each consultancy is unique. So the business has to use job order costing to calculate cost for each consultancy service. Hong Kong Aircraft Engineering, aircraft maintenance, same. Every maintenance service is unique. This aeroplane has unique maintenance service. Another aeroplane has unique maintenance service. So the business has to use job order costing to calculate cost for each maintenance service. Okay, if I give you a list of businesses, then you have to know which businesses has or should use process costing and which businesses should use job order costing. Okay, this is the summary. If a business has many jobs or many different product or services have to be done, then the business has to use job order costing. But if a business has only one product but produces at large quantity, maybe thousands of units or millions of units, then the business should use process costing. Cost accumulated or cost calculation. If a business use job order costing, the business has to calculate the cost separately or separately for individual job. If a business uses job order costing, then one service or one product is called one job. If you have a catering service, when you provide service for customer A, that is one job. Maybe you can call it job A. When you provide another catering service to customer B, then you can call that service as job B. But okay, so when you calculate the cost, you have to calculate the cost for every individual job separately. But if you use process costing, the cost is calculated according to the department or process. Okay, so and then number 3, average cost computed by job. Okay, the thing is like this. Let's say you have a catering business. You have a catering business. Like I said earlier, when you provide service to customer A, it is called job A. But sometimes you have to calculate average cost also. For example, like this, you have a job. The job name is called job A. That catering service, the total cost for that catering service, let's say $1,500. So sometimes you have to calculate the average cost also. Let's say the job cost is $1,500 and the job is a catering service for 20 people. So maybe there is a need to calculate how much is the cost of that catering service for 1 people. So if you have to do that, then $1,500 cost for the job, you divide 20 people. So the average cost for 1 person of that catering service is $1,500 divided by 20 equal to $75. So that is the calculation for average cost. If you use job order costing, sometimes it happen. But if you use process costing, you have to always use or calculate the average cost. Like I said earlier, let's say you have a soft drink business, you produce 100, your cost is $100,000. And then let's say you produces 200,000 unit or bottles of soft drink. So the average cost is $100,000 divided by 200,000 units or bottles equal to 50 cents per unit or per bottle. So that is the way to calculate average cost for process costing. Okay, now this is like a simple exercise. Like I said earlier, if I give you a list of businesses, you have to know which businesses should use or uses a job order costing, which businesses use process costing. So this question, which of the following companies will be likely to use job order costing rather than process costing? So to answer this question, you have to remember the characteristic of the businesses that will use job order costing. So there are 3 characteristics. The first one is the product is unique. The product is unique. And the second characteristic is the product is done or made after the business receive customer order or request. So from this list, you can see that there are 3 businesses that should use or more likely to use job order costing method. The first one is architects. Architect firm, they provide service based on customer request. If there is a request from customer then they will provide the service. And also each service is unique. Customer A request this kind of service, customer B request this kind of service. So if this business should use job order costing. And then the D, cater for a wedding reception. Like I said earlier, if you have a catering business, every catering service that you provide is unique according to the customer request. And then builder of commercial fishing vessels. So they also build a unique product or vessels. If you have a commercial fishing vessels business, then you have to build the ship, fishing ship, according to the customer request. This customer requests this size, another customer requests another size, and then this design, another design, etc. So builder of commercial fishing vessels should use job order costing. Okay, so I hope you understand now. So now we are focusing on job order costing. So remember this example. The example is you have a catering business, or we make it like this. Let's say you have a construction business. So a construction business, the product is like this. Every building that you construct are different according to customer order. And during one accounting year, you will build many buildings. Okay, so let's say we use that example. So if you have a construction business, then you know that you have to use job order costing system to calculate cost for every building. The reason why you have to calculate cost for every product is because you want to set price. One of the reasons is you want to set price. If you know this building the cost is $200,000, then you can set price. Oh, okay, the cost is $200,000, so you want to sell it at $250,000, maybe, let's say, or you want to sell it at $300,000. If you do not know the cost, then you cannot set the price. If you set the price without knowing the cost, then maybe you are making loss. That's why. Okay, so now if you have a construction business, then you build building A. So you know you have to use job order costing system. So to calculate cost for that building, you have to keep the cost record separately, and then you have to know what is the production cost. Okay. Remember, in the previous chapter or topic, we have learned about manufacturing cost or product cost. So when you build a building, how to calculate the cost for that building? Okay, the answer is the cost to produce the building or to make the product equal to direct material cost plus direct labor cost plus manufacturing overhead cost. That is the way to calculate product cost in management accounting. That thing you have learned in the previous topic. Okay. Okay, when you use job order costing system, the main document that you have to use to record the cost is called job cost sheet. Okay, this is an example of job cost sheet. You have to have one job cost sheet for every job. If you have 10 jobs, then you have to have 10 job cost sheet. So let's say this is job A, for your building A. So you have a document called job cost sheet. The job number is job A. And then in this job cost sheet, there are many data that you have to record. For example, here you can see the department, the name of the item or product that you produce. In your case, the job A is building, maybe housing, building, or commercial building, not depends. And then you can see here date initiated. When is the time you start the building process? And then date completed. That is when you finish the building or complete the building. Units completed, maybe you produce or make several units. So the most important thing is in this document you have to show the direct material cost, the direct labor cost, and manufacturing overhead cost. Every time you pay for direct material for building A, you record it here. Every time you use labor for building A, you record it here. And the manufacturing overhead cost also has to be recorded here. So, and when the job A is completed, then you can fill the second box in this form. See here, the cost summary. So after you have completed the product is done, the building A is completed and done, you can show how much is the total direct material cost, total direct labor cost, total manufacturing overhead cost, and total cost for the job. And then if the job contains several units, then you can calculate the unit product cost for related to the job. Okay, this is the main document that you have to use. And then for direct material, you have a specific document, another document. Okay, every time you use material for this job A, you fill a document called direct material costs, a material requisition form. This document is used to record the direct material use every time a direct material is used in a job. So let's say job A, this are the direct material use. So you record in this form and then you update the job cost sheet. So you have two records, this record and the job cost sheet record. So after you have recorded the material used for job A, then you write the direct material use is used here in this material requisition form, and then you also update the material cost in the job cost sheet. Okay, if these are the only direct material use, then you can show the $116 cost of direct material in the cost summary. Maybe in one job you have used many materials at different times. Then there are many material requisition form related to that job, but there is only one job cost sheet. Every time you fill the material requisition form, then you have to update the job cost sheet. Maybe at first time you use $116 material, second time $100 material, third time $200 material. So it depends on the job. Okay, that is the related to direct material. Remember, the total cost of a job is direct material cost plus direct labor cost plus manufacturing overhead cost. Okay, this is the record for direct labor cost. When you do a job, for example, you build building A, you have to hire many laborers. So for each labor, they have their own document called employee time ticket. This document record the hours work for that job and also the how much is the salary related to that job. In this example, 8 hours work, the rate is $11 per hour. So the salary for this worker is $88. So if you have 10 workers, then you have to have 10 time ticket. And then after the job is completed, you update the cost, the total cost of labor in the job cost sheet. So in this example, you can see the total labor hour is 8. The total labor cost is $88. So that's all the cost. And you show in the cost summary, you can see the total labor cost is $88. Okay, and then this is the way to calculate the overhead cost for the job. So in accounting, in management accounting, when you want to calculate the overhead cost, you have to use something called predetermined overhead rate. You have to use allocation base. Remember, overhead cost has no direct relationship with the product. When you see the building, you cannot see the manufacturing overhead cost. But when you see the building, you can see the material, you can calculate the labor hour. But for overhead, there is no direct relationship between the cost and the product. So when there is no relationship, the direct relationship between the manufacturing overhead cost and the product, you have to use something to allocate the overhead of the business to the building A. So in accounting, we use allocation base, and the process is called using predetermined overhead rate. So how to calculate the predetermined overhead rate? The predetermined overhead rate, the calculation is here in the yellow box. Predetermined overhead rate equal to estimated or budgeted total overhead divided by the estimated or budgeted allocation base. Okay. Ideally, the allocation base is a cost driver that causes the overhead increase or decrease. So basically, if the business is a labor intensive business, then the allocation base is labor hour. If a business is a machine intensive business, then you use machine hour as the allocation base. Okay, I think there is an example here. Okay, the way to calculate the overhead cost. So let's see. I hope there is an example. So this is the example. Let's say for this business, the estimated or budgeted overhead for the accounting year is $640,000, and then the budgeted or estimated direct labor hour for the year is 160,000 hours. So predetermined overhead rate is $4 per hours. The estimated or budgeted data of the manufacturing overhead and the direct labor hours, these two data, you can get them from the business budget. That's why if you have a business, budget is very important. Before a new year is started, you prepare a budget for your business. You budget how much you have to pay for overhead this year. How many labor hours do you think you will use during the year? So these two data are coming from budget. So POHR, when you want to calculate the POHR or predetermined overhead rate, you have to get the data from the budget. So in this example, from the budget, the estimated overhead is $640,000. Estimated or budgeted of direct labor is 160,000 direct labor hours during 1 year. So POHR in this example is $4 per hour. After you have got the POHR, then you can calculate the overhead cost for the job. So see here, this business is assumed that this business is a labor intensive business. So when you want to calculate the manufacturing overhead, this is a labor intensive business, you use the labor hour as the allocation base. So the labor hour is 8. And then the rate, the manufacturing overhead rate is 4. So for this job, the overhead cost is 8 hours times $4 equal to $32. So you see the cost summary here. For this job A, the direct material cost is 116, direct labor cost is $88, manufacturing overhead cost is $32. So how much is the total cost? The total cost is $236. And then for this job, in this sample job cost sheet, there are 2 units of product for this job. You can see here the data at the top of the job cost sheet. Units completed 2. So total cost is 236. The unit completed is 2. So how much is the unit product cost? So the unit product cost is $236 divided by 2 units. So you will get the unit product cost is $118. Okay, I will stop here now. This is the part 1 of lecture 1. I will prepare part 2 of this lecture. So this is like a break. Thank you very much. Do not forget to write your name and metric number in the comment section. That is your attendance.